What you say, ladies and gents, it is your boy Bucket Sam, and we are back again today for another video. Today is a different type of video for this channel. Obviously, England have got through to the final, and I can't flip him wait. And so I thought, what better to do than to get an Italian fan on to discuss England and Italy's combined 11. Today we've got on Ben from Juve Talk TV. The link to his channel will be in the description below. Go check it out for me. But guys, it's coming home. So let's see what we discussed, what we argued, and what we thought was the combined 11 for England and Italy. Let's get right into it. Roll that intro.
Into it now. We are doing the Italy and England combined 11. Let's get right into it, keeper. I know what you're going to say, but who do you think should be in goal?
There's one answer here, Sam, and there's one answer only. Gianluigi Donnarumma, 22 years old, the pinnacle of that defense. He's got 3 clean sheets in the whole group stage. He's a huge athletic youngster. And right now, I'm willing to say that he is the best goalkeeper in the world. Better than Neuer, better than Alisson, better than Ederson, all these guys. Donnarumma is on form, 33 straight wins with Italy. I am picking Donnarumma, and it is a no-brainer for me.
See, I would agree with you. Before this tournament, I'd have said Donnarumma every day of the week. But Pickford, we've got to remember, he's the Golden Glove winner. Before the final, he's already won the Golden Glove. He conceded 1 goal in the entire tournament, and he's made more saves than Donnarumma. So it's not like he's not had any chances. He's made a lot of saves, most clean sheets. He's only conceded 1 goal. I know I take the mick out of him for his little T-Rex arms. Like, people know on my channel, I do moan about Pickford quite a lot, but in this tournament, he shut me up. He has silenced me. So I don't know if you want to agree with this, but I'm going to try and stand firm with this one. I don't know. Pickford, I think, has been the keeper of the tournament. 1 goal conceded. He's got Golden Glove winner. You can't deny it, a Golden Glove winner, surely. I know Donnarumma's a good keeper and obviously signed for PSG. Golden Glove winner, we can't ignore it. It's the Golden Glove winner.
It's a golden. All right, well, here's my this is my rebuttal now, man. So England, right? England went Germany,
yep.
Ukraine, Denmark in the knockout stages.
Yep.
Italy went Austria, Belgium, and Spain. So Donnarumma facing harder opposition than England. Can we agree on that one?
Yeah.
Absolutely
maybe.
Stood his ground. Did you see the save against De Bruyne? That kept Italy in the game. If De Bruyne scores that goal, who knows what happens with Belgium-Italy? I think Donnarumma, maybe he's stronger with Chiellini and Bonucci in front of him, but the guy positionally, reflexes, athleticism, height, IQ, he's been playing in net for the Azzurri since he was like 17 years old. He's now 22 with 5 years of experience internationally and at the club level. I don't know, man. Pickford, I don't know.
I just can't get. We can't ignore the fact that this guy has won the Golden Glove. I know what you said, and I completely agree with what you said. But surely we can't go against the golden. It's like not picking the top goal scorer in the tournament as a striker. Like, surely we have to. Just let me have this one, please.
All right. You know what?
Let me have this one.
That was a good comparison. We'll go Pickford in net. We'll go Pickford in.
Yeah, I don't know how. If anyone, I know a lot of people now are going to really be surprised by that. The fact I'm actually singing praises for Pickford. I will probably end up slagging him off next week. But for this very moment, there we go. Pickford is in goal. Moving on to left back. Who would you say?
I think there's one answer here and one answer only. I'm going to go Luke Shaw. I mean, don't get me wrong. I loved the way Spinazzola was playing. And if he was still fit, he would undoubtedly be the guy there. But I just feel as if Emerson he's coming. He's played decent in one game. Decent, I'd say, against Spain. And it was a tough game because Italy were getting pressed for the full 90, for the full 120 for that matter. But I think Luke Shaw, the season he's had with Manchester United, the campaign he's had with England, he's played a pivotal role in that. And I think that Luke Shaw that's one of these no-brainers in our combined 10 that we just got to pick him.
Yeah, I completely agree. Like, what he's done has been absolutely unreal. And the fact that he's got so many assists as well, considering he's playing left back, 3 assists from the left. And obviously the 2 assists he got against it was Germany or Ukraine now. But the way he goes, the way he plays, he doesn't play like a left back. He's basically playing as a left winger, same as Spinazzola when he was fit. And I agree with you. If Spinazzola was if he was fit at the moment, potentially there'd be a good shout there. That'd have been a good discussion. But I think there's a reason why Emerson hasn't started for Chelsea for 18 months. And it's because he isn't good enough at the end of the day. Like, international wise, I still don't think he's good enough. And he's a good player. I just don't know. I'm still not sure of him. So I agree with you on Luke Shaw there. I think hands down, there's no discussion there for Luke Shaw.
It's not an argument, and I'll back you up on the Emerson point there again. He's a good backup. He's a good player to have as like if you have a Spinazzola and he is starting every game, just in case things like this happen. But I think without Spinazzola there, Luke Shaw is leaps and bounds ahead of Emerson for sure.
Yeah. Okay, there we go. We've agreed on that one. Moving over to the centre backs, with left-sided. If you will, tell me who you're going to go for.
I think we both know the answer here. Is Giorgio?
I just want to hear you say.
Is Giorgio Chiellini said? Is Giorgio Chiellini?
I have to agree with you on that. I think honestly, like you can just tell, he's just like fine wine. It's just better with age. It's honestly the way he plays is unreal, and he's so switched on at every moment. He's had one lapse in judgment, I think, in the entire tournament. That was a mistake when Morata got through with the 1-2 with Olmo in the Spain game. Other than that, he's not been caught out. He's been part of just such a solid, strong defence, and his distribution from the back is just beautiful. Some of the balls he sprays around, honestly, it's absolutely unreal. So I completely agree with you on that. Then I would take Chiellini as well every day of the week.
I think it's hard not to, man. Like the guy it's like him and Bonucci wrote the book on defending. They wrote the book on the art of how to be a defender, a proper center back, a classic center back. And I just think that for the last 50 years, every generation has had really good Italian center backs. Baresi.
Yep.
I guess you can kind of put in Nesta, Maldini, because he was left back, but he went to center back. And for the 2010s, those guys are Leonardo Bonucci and Giorgio Chiellini. I just think that Chiellini, the captain, he wears his heart on his sleeve. Italy were before the Austria game. They hadn't conceded in 10 games straight. Right, that's not all accredited to Donnarumma. That is Chiellini's doing. He is the leader of this team. He's been a huge part of their run this campaign. Without him, who knows how far they would have gotten? Who knows when they would have gotten knocked out? So I'm going Chiellini at that left center back position for sure. It's a lock.
And I think we've already you've just touched on it there, and I just want to say it now. I don't think we need to discuss it. I was going to say the same points. I thought about it for a second. Yes, John Stones and Maguire. Two of them they both have been brilliant in this tournament. Obviously, Maguire came in late, and we've seen the impact he's had straight away. Like the way he drives with the ball. Both very good centre backs. Both had a really good tournament, but I still don't think they're on Bonucci and Chiellini's level. So I'm not even going to try and discuss it. And I know obviously the clean sheet. Same point as what I said about Pickford getting so many clean sheets. Them two have got loads of clean sheets, but I still think Chiellini and Bonucci are just hands down better centre back. So do you know what? I'm gonna let you have them too. I say let you have them. I agree with you as well. So we're gonna have them too. Definitely Bonucci and Chiellini, same point. What are you saying then for right back?
Again, I think it's a lock. I don't think Italy have the strongest fullbacks in the tournament by any means, and I think that Kyle Walker, coming off the season he's had with Manchester City, obviously playing with a lot of different pairings, right? Playing with Cancelo, playing with Zinchenko, but always you seem to see that Kyle Walker is that constant starting guy in that right back position for City and in England. So I'm going to go Kyle Walker, big, strong, fast, a pivotal part of this defense, man. Like it's unbelievable. It's like I like about England because they have the two City guys on one side and the two Manchester United guys on the other side. And I think that Kyle Walker is just as important as Luke Shaw. He's just as important as Maguire and just as important as Stones. So I think you got to put Walker in there.
So, yeah, I was going to completely agree with that. And the fact that he's 31, he runs literally like a 17-year-old. His pace, and one thing I think has been huge for England in this tournament and why they've gone so far, I spoke about in previous videos, and it's his ball recoveries. What he does is he plays right back. He doesn't really bomb on forwards. He kind of holds his position and goes into kind of a three at the back as an inverted fullback. But he's made 37 ball recoveries. That's by the most in the England side. And I'm pretty sure it's not, I think it might be the most in the tournament. But what he does defensively, he covers so many times recoveries, just constant, just cleaning up mistake from John Stones, mistake from Maguire. Don't worry, Kyle Walker's there. It's constant. He's not made a single tackle in this entire competition because what he does is he just presses with his pace and forces players to make mistakes. And I love it. So Kyle Walker, I'm glad you've agreed because I was gonna say Di Lorenzi. If there's no discussion really,
no,
is there? So
there isn't a discussion. And I'll say something about Kyle Walker because, he's been very, very good for a long time. And we just haven't really heard about him because guys like Trent and Robertson came into fruition over the last few years with Liverpool winning the league title, winning the Champions League. But Kyle Walker has been, I think, England's best fullback for like the past 5 years on a consistency basis, man. Because Trent was better than him at one point, but this past season he kind of fell off a little bit. He didn't have the greatest season of his career, and I think Kyle Walker has been really solid through and through for the last 5 years. So I think choosing him in our combined 11 is just
I think he has got lucky. I think he did get lucky though with the Trent injury, because I think it made Southgate force him to play. But I'm glad he has played, because I think he's hands down changed my opinion, because I've been somebody again. 2 players I've picked for England, 2 players I've slagged off in the past, Pickford and Walker, but I'm glad they've proven me wrong. The way Walker's played has been absolutely unreal. On to the 3 in midfield. We've got a left centre midfield. Do you want to start off with them? Where are you going with this?
You see, before I came into this tournament, I was thinking that Declan Rice was an overrated player. I will admit to that. I was completely wrong. Declan Rice is class, and he is one of the most important players in this England midfield, without a doubt. So the struggle I'm having right now is he better and more? Is he a more important part of England than Verratti is to Italy? And I'm trying to figure out, because I don't know. Verratti as a defensive midfielder has created 12 big chances. That's second to De Bruyne's 13, and he's played 3 games. And as a defensive midfielder, I just think Verratti is that guy like Jorginho who goes under the radar the entire game, but without him, the game is completely changed. He's that guy that controls the pace. He brings everything into motion. He makes everybody more solid and comfortable around him. And I'm having a hard time choosing Rice over Verratti. Rice might come up in the Jorginho debate right now, but I'm going to have to go with Verratti.
Do you know what? If we're going to say it like that, then I'll let you have Verratti, and then we'll move on now, because Verratti was in mind. So we'll let Verratti slot in as a left central midfielder. We've seen how integral he is to this Italian side, with the way that the ball always comes through him. And we noticed in the game against Spain where he was kept quiet. Koke was man marking him, and he man marked him out the first half. And that's, you man mark Verratti, the creative spark goes from Italy. That is one thing. Hopefully England can take a note of, because that is one thing Spain did well, but it just shows how important he is to that side. But Verratti definitely is a left central midfielder. I'll give you that then. Move on to the central midfielder. If you were saying Jorginho or Declan Rice, so I'll happily have this discussion with you. I'm very much down. I'll just hit you with a couple of bit of Declan Rice love here, because just sprinkle a couple of stats over for you. 25 ball recoveries, 11 clearances, 9 tackles. Defensively, this guy is huge. He was one player, again, I agree with you. I used to take the mix and he was a sideways passing merchant. But I think we've seen, especially in the game last night, the ground he covers, what he does for the team is huge. Jorginho is a very good player, but I think the difference between Jorginho and Rice is, I think Rice is a fighter, and we've seen that in midfield. I think Jorginho, if people rough him up, we've seen it in the Premier League, he does go missing in games, whereas Declan Rice, this tournament has been huge. Every game he has constantly played well. Same with Phillips. Declan Rice, and me, I think, has been England's by far the best midfielder.
Okay, and I'm going to counter that, right? You fed me the stats. That's
right.
Right.
You're going to hit me with yours.
I'm going to hit you with the stats right back. Jorginho, all right? He has completed 399 out of 426 passes for an overall percentage of 93%. 93%.
Yeah.
Played 6 games and has a 93% passing percentage. That is insanity. The distance he covered has been 72.3 kilometers, and he's got 7 tackles and 40 ball recoveries. All right. I'm not a Jorginho head. I'm not. I don't really fancy the guy. All right. I've never been a big fan of him at Napoli, at Chelsea, and all these Ballon d'Or shots he's getting is kind of a joke right now.
I'll completely agree with you. That's a shot.
But when you look at the stats, when you look at the guy play, he is just as integral to Italy as Verratti. Maybe a little less, but the way he's played this tournament has been incredible. He had a 99% passing accuracy stat against, I believe, Belgium. Is it Belgium or Spain? That is incredible. 99% of your passes. And you can always say, like you said, side pass merchant, back pass merchant, whatever you want to say. You don't.
I wasn't going to say it. I was getting ready to say it.
You don't just get 99% for doing those passes and not progressing the ball. Now the issue is that Declan Rice is pivotal, is just amazing for England, and he is very important.
Yeah.
And I believe that he makes Phillips look a lot better than Phillips actually is.
Yeah, I know. I
So
agree with you on that. Phillips,
despite looking at the stats and thinking that Jorginho might be the better player to choose, I am going to agree with you. I think we have to put Declan Rice in the squad because
there we
he is
go,
a quality
Declan
player.
Rice. Yeah,
And on top
No,
of
I
that,
completely agree.
he proved me wrong. He completely proved me wrong. I got to bite
I
my
think
tongue.
he's proved a lot of people wrong because I think a lot of people, like the price tag that supposedly West Ham have placed on, whether it's 80, 120 million to Chelsea, because he seems to get linked every year.
Yeah.
A lot of people, I was one for one. I didn't get it, and I'd seen him at West Ham play. I think it's because he's playing with a better squad. So he looks good in the West Ham squad, but he hasn't got as good a team around him. Whereas in this England squad, the way he's playing, he's by far one of the best
100%.
players in this England squad. So okay, Declan Rice playing in the centre of midfield. Now onto the right-sided midfielder, and I think I know who you're going to say here. I feel like you're going to hit me. So I want to hear what you're going to say then.
See, man, Sam, I gotta, you know what I mean? Like, I want to say Barella. I really do. My heart wants to say Barella, but he hasn't had as good as a tournament as people expected him to have. I'm looking at the stats right here. He's got 1 goal. He's got 1 assist, only 10 ball recoveries, 7 tackles. He's covered a good amount of distance over the tournament, just over 50 kilometers, but he's only got that 81% passing percentage. So compare those stats to Jorginho. I believe that Jorginho is more vital to the Italy squad, but I'm not discrediting Barella. Barella is a fantastic player. He was debatably, next to Lukaku, Inter's best player this season.
I completely agree with you. I'm a huge fan of him, and I backed him in my fantasy team, expecting so much from him in this tournament. And I think he's kind of gone missing. I don't know whether it's because he's in the shadow of 2 of the great central midfielders, or he just doesn't operate as well in the Mazzala role or whatever role he's playing in this Mancini style. I don't think he's suited to it because obviously in Inter he's kind of got that free role to attack as much as he wants. Where in this Italy side he has to operate and do that dirty defensive work. I don't think he's played as well. I don't know if it's a system. I don't know what it is, but he's kind of left me wanting more, and he has disappointed me because I tipped him to be one of those players that be him and Chiesa. I pointed out before the tournament, 2 players I think could be the players of the tournament, and he's made me I keep every game I watch him, I just leave it thinking I want more. I want more. I've seen you do it, and we've seen it all season, as you've said. The way he's played.
He's such a workhorse, right? He does everything on every end of the field, and I'm having a tough time choosing him because I think it's more of a debate between Locatelli and Jorginho than I believe Barella and Jorginho. And I think that Barella has had, if we remember, he's had 1 really good game, and then he's kind of, like you said, gone under the radar. And it's hard to be a prominent player in that midfield when you're playing next to Verratti and Jorginho. I understand that, but I think Locatelli's actually had a better Euro 2020 campaign than Barella. So I think for me, it's between Locatelli and Jorginho. So what do you think out of those 2?
I'd personally see. My thing is Locatelli. I've liked him, but how many games has he actually played? How many matches has he actually started? Because I know.
Well, he started ahead of.
He
started ahead of Verratti when Verratti was injured. So he was actually the guy before Verratti came, and then when Verratti came back, he had to stop. So he did play only 4 matches, but he's got 2 goals in 4 matches. He's got an 84% passing percentage. He's got 14 tackles, which is more than Jorginho, more than Verratti.
Yeah. So you know what? We'll go. I was going to try and put a argument for Mason Mount, but then my argument to you there was going to say he's not played enough. But then Mason Mount's been out for a game with obviously the COVID scare with. So do you know what? We're whacking Locatelli there. So the 3 midfield. We've gone for, was it Verratti, Declan Rice, and Locatelli. We'll start off with the left winger. And this is now where I think this front 3 is going to be, this is the 2 strong points for both sides. So I think this is going to be interesting. So you tell me your left winger, your left midfielder, and then we'll discuss. And I'm happy to, if you want me to go first, I can hit you with my player first.
I think I know who you're gonna pick, so I'll go first.
Okay.
Now, I'm not a big Sterling guy whatsoever, but not including him in this team would be a mistake because he has actually been England's best player. him and Declan Rice have been England's best players this tournament. And I think that every time Sterling goes into a tournament, whether it's the Champions League or even the league play, like the Premier League, and for example, the Euro 2020, he's always getting criticized, getting called dinosaur arms, getting called, missing sitters and all that kind of stuff, not good enough to be in the starting lineup. When I really do think that this tournament especially, he has proved everybody wrong. And he's actually been fantastic every single time he's been on the field.
I completely agree with you, because he's one player going into this tournament. He's not really played that often, and under Pep, he hasn't started as much as you'd usually expect from him. He's not had that season, but there was a lot of people saying he shouldn't be in the squad. You look at Grealish, you look at Foden, Sancho, Saka, like those, the wingers are our strong point. But for some reason, Sterling is one of those players. When he puts on an England shirt, he just it's the confidence. Obviously he's a local lad, lived next to Wembley, spoken about how he could see Wembley. I don't know if that drives him on, but the way he's played, he gets the ball, and as soon as he gets the ball, his head is down, and he's just driving forwards. He takes on players and defenders like they're absolutely nothing. And I think Di Lorenzi is going to really struggle against him in the final, because I think he will be huge. And what he's done, in fact, he scored 3 goals as well. Like, other than obviously Kane, he's been the top goal scorer. But going into this, obviously Kane's finally found his form. But earlier on in the tournament, Sterling was the man we went to every time, and he delivered constantly. And the way he moves with the ball, it's so graceful. He just drifts past players like it's absolutely nothing. And last night, obviously getting the penalty. No, it was a questionable penalty. It's a soft penalty, but I don't care, because we're due to the final, so I will take it. But it's Sterling again. It's always Sterling. Anything that happens in this tournament for England that's being positive or good, it's all come through Sterling. I think it'd be, as you said, it'd be completely rude, disrespectful, stupid. Say what you want. We have to put him in this team. I know, obviously, there's some beautiful winger for Italy, and I can't. Before this tournament, I'd have laughed at you if we said we would have put Sterling in this side. But Sterling, I agree with you, has to play. So we're going to leave the striker till last. So how about now we head over to the right winger? Who are you thinking then? Let me know what you're thinking.
This is, we find ourselves at crossroads every single time. Because there's both teams, on all seriousness, both teams are actually very good, and they're stacked, and they all have very good backup options. But the one problem that I have with England is that I haven't seen enough of Jadon Sancho. I just haven't seen enough of him. And coming off of a season where, again, he was over 20 goal contributions for assists and goals combined, I don't see why Southgate hasn't started him. And I get it that position can be occupied by Jack Grealish, by Saka, and I just think that Sancho will be the best option for England. Now, on the other side of things, we got a guy named Federico Chiesa that plays for my club, man. And he's been, the young guy has been unreal for the Azzurri. This guy's scoring goals. Look at the goals he scored. He scored in extra time versus Austria in the round of 16. Talk about clutch. Then he scores against Spain, a game where Italy are being dominated, getting no chances. Pretty much the first chance he gets,
from nowhere,
shot on
literally,
goal. On the right side, curl it in, beautiful goal. Shouldn't have been given the space, but he finished that cleanly. So my pick is going to have to be Federico Chiesa.
Okay, I'll take that. And to be fair, and the 2 players are going to put up with it on have been Bukayo Saka, who has been one player again I didn't think in this should have gone to the tournament. And you know what? I look stupid. He's played so many minutes for a youngster because he's still so young. And again, it's what Southgate likes. Southgate likes to play on the right wing. He likes a left-footed player who will cut in and drive to the byline, do whatever. And that's why I don't think Sancho's played, because Sancho likes to cut in and do a lot of skills and stuff, whereas Saka and Sterling are just to the line, to the goal, very direct, very fast, suited to the counter-attacking style of play that we've played at some moments. And then obviously, and they can both keep the ball. But I would have said Saka. Obviously, Grealish deservedly gets a little mention. I'm going to say Grealish has played well when he's come on, but he still doesn't seem to start. So I think the only player I can really put up against Chiesa would be Saka. But I think Bukayo Saka has just about missed out here. I'm going to say Chiesa with you. I'm going to agree with you on Chiesa. But Saka and Grealish both get honourable mentions. I think Saka has been huge. And again, last night, he was brilliant. The way he drives with it, again, I think it's that he's so young and he's so confident. And he just didn't think about anything around him. He'll take on 2 players. He gets the ball, takes it. He's already on the turn, head down, sprint into the byline. And again, last night he created that own goal where he took the ball from Phillips, a beautiful through ball, pulls it back, and that's what he's been doing. Him and Sterling down those 2 sides, constant down the line, getting the balls in, whipping it in, creating chances. So I agree with you on Chiesa, but Bukayo Saka deserves a little mention. But yeah, Chiesa definitely on the right wing because I think he's just a beautiful player, beautiful right foot. He reminds me a bit of Iron Robin. You know exactly what he's going to do. He's going to use that right foot, but you just can't stop him. That's Eric Garcia showed him onto his right foot. Probably even if he tried to stop him, you're not going to stop him. He's going to cut on that right foot. He slid it into that far right hand corner beautifully, like it was nothing. It's like it was a training moment. Just a couple of touches out of his feet, bang, goal. So Chiesa, I agree with you. Moving on to the striker now. Who are you saying then? Because this is one I think I'm going to get quite passionate about here. So I'd like to hear yours.
Sam, then get passionate about it because we're on the same side for this one. Ciro Immobile has been throwing up. He's been throwing up bricks all tournament, man. I'm not choosing Ciro Immobile. I'm choosing Harry Kane. I'm choosing Harry Kane. Slow start to the tournament, man. Really, really slow start. 1 goal in the group stages.
Yeah.
1 goal. And for a guy that comes off of a season of 27-13 in all comps, right? He had a ridiculously good season. And to come in this England side, which is so offensively overpowered, and to only get 1 goal in the group stages, had all of us.
Say that actually, I don't think he scored in the group. I don't think he scored in the group game. I'm just thinking now, he didn't score against Scotland. He didn't. No, Raheem Sterling scored both of our goals.
Croatia. Czech Republic, he scored.
Did he?
Yeah, he scored.
No, that was Sterling, wasn't it? I thought it was 1-0 against, and Sterling scored. I'm pretty sure he scored 2. No, am I having a moment here? I'm showing up my football knowledge here. It's all been a blur, to be honest.
So the score was. Oh my goodness, you're right.
He didn't score in the group stage.
You're right. It was my mistake.
No, that's fine. So that just shows you the fact he's gone wrong. No goals in the group stage.
So he had us all worried. He had us all worried. He had us all panicking. Where's Harry Kane? All English fans were panicking. Where the hell is Harry Kane? And then the knockout stages come, the biggest stages of the tournament. Who turns up? Harry Kane. And
obviously.
I just think that Ciro Immobile reminds me of what Giroud is to the French team, except he scores less. Yeah. So he's an important part to that to the Italy side. He really is. The center of the field goes through him, but the star power is really on the wings for Italy in terms of the offensive movement. And I just think that not including Harry Kane, a guy who has scored 4 goals since the round of 16, a guy who is the link-up man for England, is the captain, is literally the star of the team. To not include him in our combined 11 would be a very, very big mistake.
I completely agree.
By far and away, I believe he is the best offensive player out of either Federico Chiesa and Raheem Sterling.
Yeah, I think he has been huge. And he's obviously only 1 goal off Ronaldo for the Golden Boot. And quite clearly, we've seen how brilliant he is. And he stepped up last night. Yes, he did miss his penalty, but he was there for the follow-up. He's been absolutely unreal, and obviously a lot of people get quite annoyed because he does like to drop in deep, whether it's the false 9 role or he kind of flutters around everywhere. But when he plays as a number 9, when he stays up there, he will take any chance. And we've seen it all season. We've seen how many seasons at Tottenham they win nothing every single year other than the Golden Boot, because that man is a goal merchant and he's been huge for us. He was huge for us in the World Cup, winning the Golden Boot at the World Cup. And it wouldn't surprise me if he does it in this Euros, if he grabs a couple, whether we win or not, that's besides the point. But Kane has been huge and he will always be huge. He is the England man. We build a team around Kane. He's been unreal. I completely agree with what you've said. He scores headers, left foot, right foot, assists. Yes, he hasn't got any assists yet in this competition, but as we said, he went missing for the first group stage. And I was somebody who was saying, I was starting to think in my head, should he really be playing? But then I woke up and thought, what the hell are you on about, Sam? This guy scores so many goals, and we've just seen it here in the last 2 games, how integral he has been. He's the man of the moment. He always steps up in the big moments, and we've seen it. So I'm glad we agreed for a second when you said Immobile. I know what you were saying, but I was thinking, oh my word, the fact we're even comparing the two. It's
no. I'm not that stupid. Come on.
Do you know what? I'm happy. That's made my day now. So there we go. We have built the team now, the perfect team. If we can quickly go through it. So we've got Pickford at right back.
Yep.
Left back, Luke Shaw. The Italian centre backs, the beautiful pairing, Chiellini and Bonucci. Wonderful. Right back, we've got Kyle Walker. And then a midfield 3, Verratti, Declan Rice and Locatelli. Left wing, we have got Raheem Sterling. Right wing, we have got Chiesa. And up top, we have got my man, Hazard Kane. Thank you for that team. That team is a beautiful team. The rivalries aside now, mate, what is your prediction for the final? Just a quick score. That's all I need to hear, and then we can laugh at you. So
1-1 goes to pens. Italy wins 5-4 pens.
that is very specific. Okay, I'll take that. Do you know what? I'm gonna write that down after this video. And
Write it
if
down.
you do, if you get it right, you will never hear from me again. You'll probably just go off the internet for a couple of days.
If I get it
If you
wrong,
get it
right
wrong,
away.
I'll be right on to you. Don't you worry about that. I'm going to go England 2-0. I'm very confident, but I'm thinking England
Seriously?
here. I think the problem is because before this tournament, I was somebody who said there's no chance England are going to do anything here. There's no chance. And they've proven me wrong. So, do you know what? I need to back the boys finally. The entire tournament, every game I've gone in going, no. And we've proven me every time. So I've put the England book hat on today because I am confident. I'm going to say it now just because I know it annoys everybody and it's wound up so many people. I'm going to say it. It's coming home because it winds up so many people. I'm getting so many messages.
You know where it's
all
coming?
those haters. Coming Rome.
It's coming Rome, buddy. It's coming Rome. It's coming Rome.
Well, everyone, let us know in the comment section below who's got the better side, England or Italy, and who is going to win. Thank you, mate, for coming on the channel.
Thanks for having
Hopefully,
me.
we'll be back on again soon. And rivalries aside, we all know England are the better team. So thank you, mate, for coming on. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Bucket Hat Sam, over and out. Goodbye, everyone.
Cheers.